Hey guys, here's showing you how to take the upper intake manifold off of a 2010 Ford Taurus. This is a 3.5 liter dual overhead cam engine. It's probably found in various other Ford products, but this particular car is a 2010 Ford Taurus. I do have to do the spark plugs on this car, and in order to get to the back bank of spark plugs located in the back here, you have to remove this upper intake manifold as well as this airbox here. You can tell that the front three spark plugs are easy to get at, but the obviously the back ones you cannot. I will have a separate video on how to replace the spark plugs. You'll probably see it in one of the upper corners of the screen, but for this video is only just for how to remove the intake manifold so that you can get to those spark plugs. First things you want to do pretty simply is to remove this here wiring harness that's here on top. It's just pushed in to the intake manifold through holes with little clips. You can probably just go on ahead and use a flathead screwdriver, or I like to use a pair of side cutters, or you can use a little panel removal tool to get that out. Okay, and then you can just go ahead and just kind of push it out of the way right now. You don't need to really do anything else with it. The next thing you want to do is to remove the whole airbox assembly here. There's one 8mm screw here that's holding on the intake tube to the throttle body. You can go ahead and loosen that up. Just make sure you get it nice and loose, that way it'll be easier to come off. Then you need to go on ahead and there's this here vacuum hose that's connected to the back of the manifold right here. You can just go ahead and just pull it straight out of here like so. Just pull it out, wrap it around to the side right for now. And then there's also a PCV vacuum hose that's here. Only thing you need to do with that, there's a little tab right here. You just need to push it down with your finger, and then you can just pull this straight off like this. You can choose to leave this off. I mean, you can just push it down to the side right here. That's fine for now. Next you want to do is to remove the connector for the mass airflow sensor. You can use a flathead screwdriver, or you can use your finger pretty much to just disconnect the connector that's here. There's a red tab that's on here. Normally they're pushed in. To take the connector off, you need to pull the red tab out. So you need to pull it out from the bottom here, and then you can go ahead and just pull the connector straight off, like so. Next thing you want to do is to remove the two clips that are holding on the airbox here, and just go ahead and lift the whole air intake assembly, and you can just take it off and set it down on the side. This would be a good time to replace your air filter if you have a new one, which I do. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this air filter out, and then I'm going to put in a new air filter now. So just set it down in there like so. So that part is done. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to remove the throttle body connector, which is right here. Also has a little red tab on it that needs to be lifted up. You can just do it with your hand. Sometimes you need a screwdriver, like so, and then you push down and pull the connector off. Now, also that runs along the back on top of the manifold here is a vacuum hose. They're held on by small little plastic tabs. I don't know if you can see it in the video. I'll try and see if I can zoom in up on it for you. See if I can get a good look at it. There's a little yellow tab portion that's right here where I'm pointing at. All you do is just push the tab with your thumb like so, and you just pull it straight off like that. Now, since the other part is connected to the top of the intake manifold, if you follow this hose, it goes right here on top. You can either just lift this out right here with some side cutters, which is what I'm going to do. You can just lift it right out of its spot here. And you can either leave it hanging just out of the way, or what I like to do is to, if you follow it back to the side, it goes to the EVAP purge solenoid over here. There is another yellow connector like this one. You can go on ahead and just push it and remove the hose completely and just set it to the side. You can go ahead and just pull it out all the way. I just set it up on the top. Okay, so now looking at the intake manifold, there is also a large vacuum hose back here in the back that goes to the brake booster. There is a clamp on here, and you can try and get it off right here if you like, but what I'd like to do is just to disconnect the vacuum line itself from the brake booster, because it is much easier. I'll show you what I'm talking about over here. Right here at this connector, there's also, just like the yellow ones, you just push the black part with your thumb and then it'll go ahead and lift off. It's better to do this with two hands, but I might be able to do it with one hand. Yeah, just like that. You just lift it off. Just make sure it's off of the brake booster. And then this whole entire rubber assembly will now just come off with the intake manifold. Like I said, this is an option. You can either try and get it off back there, but you can see that hose clamp is upside down. It's hard to get at, so it's easier to just take it off here and just let it all come off together. You will hear probably some hissing noise or air being released from the brake booster. That's completely fine. That's normal. So let me go ahead and put you guys back over here. So after those are done, there is one last connection that's on the back of the intake manifold. It is the another breather hose for the valve cover. It's located directly back here. There's a small rubber hose right here. You can probably go ahead and take off this clamp here if you'd like, but honestly what I'd like to do is to just loosen up all the bolts and lift up the intake manifold, and then that hose is a lot easier to access once the intake manifold is lifted up some. So now all we need to do pretty much is the easy part, is to release or loosen up all the 8mm bolts that are holding the upper plenum down. There's one in here, two here. There's also one right here that you need to loosen up to take off the fuel hose. So you need to loosen up this one that's right here. The fuel line you can just pretty much set to the side for now. As I mentioned, there's these two that are right here. There's also one here, and then there's one that's hiding underneath this wiring harness. You will need to also use your, panel removal or screwdriver or something to lift this harness off of the intake manifold so that you can access that last screw. Go ahead and do that. There you go. So now you can access all of the screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So go ahead and loosen those all up, and then at this point we'll be ready to take the intake manifold off. There's one more screw that's holding on the intake manifold to a bracket. That's this screw that's right down here in the bottom. You need to loosen that one up, and then after that you can go on ahead and lift the intake manifold off of the engine. There are, on some cars, there are There is another screw that's back here on this circle. Sometimes it'll be another bracket that's back here, but on this particular car there was not one. I have worked on other cars that have the screw on the bracket, but I'm going to go ahead and loosen that up now and take it off. Okay, after you've removed that last screw that's underneath the throttle body, you can go on ahead and maneuver the intake manifold up and off of the plenum. You will have to remove this fuel line a little bit just so you can get some room, and you also have to remove this wiring harness over here just so you have enough room to lift it up. And now, as I was mentioning before, it's easier to get at this back hose here. You can just lift it up right here, just pull it up off of the valve cover like so, and then you can just lift the throttle body and take it, or excuse me, lift the intake manifold and just take it completely off and set it down. There is an intake manifold gasket here. Sometimes it'll get stuck to the plenum, or excuse me, it'll get stuck to the plenum here, or sometimes it'll stay in here. Just make sure you don't drop it or lose it. You can buy a new one, probably run you about 15 bucks. Most of the time they're fine though, so I'm going to go ahead and just, when I reinstall this, I'm going to clean off the surface, and then I'll just reuse this one. So. And that is, now you can see we have complete access to the spark plugs back here in the back, and that will make it easier to change those. As I said, I will have a video for that. Okay, so now after I've already replaced the spark plugs on this car, so I imagine, I don't know what your reason is for taking off the intake manifold, but I had to take it off to do the spark plugs, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put the intake manifold back on. It's pretty much the reverse of the removal. Just make sure that you have the mating surfaces here nice and cleaned and wiped off, and make sure that your gasket is correctly seated onto the intake manifold, and then you can go on ahead and put the intake manifold back down. You will have to maneuver it around the wiring harness and this fuel rail over here, but I'll go ahead and set it down now. Also, don't forget that this rubber hose in the back has to go reattach back to that breather here, the nipple here in the back. So just make sure that makes its way onto the car as well. Right, now after you've got that seated down, make sure that it's completely flush, and you can go on ahead and put the bolts that hold it back on. Just take them and hand tighten them in first, and make sure you get them all in, and make sure that they're all started on the threads, because sometimes people make the mistake of putting one in, they tighten it down all the way, and then it's very difficult to get all the other bolts in. So stick them all in one by one. Remember, the longest one goes right back here in the back, and then make sure you get it started where it belongs. You can use your socket to help you out. Then once you get them all started, you can go on ahead and tighten them all down. Just tighten them snug. You don't have to go crazy. Remember that you're going into aluminum and this is plastic, so just make sure they're nice and snug. Okay, after you get them all nice and snug, you can tighten them all down. Then you can go ahead and take the 8mm that you pulled out from up underneath the throttle body. Make sure that you put that back into the bracket. Might be a little difficult to see it, but just kind of do it blindly. You should be able to get a good feel for it. Okay, that's good. So go ahead and tighten those all back up. You can go on ahead and reconnect the connector for the throttle body, stick it back on, make sure you push the red tab back down. If you remember, this here goes to the top of the intake tube. There's also one that attached to the brake booster. You can go ahead and put that back on now as well. Make sure that you slide it down and you hear it click. And the last one that we need to put on to make sure that we have on all the way is the long one for the purge valve. You need to run it. It needs to go underneath the fuel rail, and it goes attached to the purge valve over here on the side. And then it goes attached right here to the nipple on top of the throttle body. And then you can push it back down where it goes into its connector right here on the back. Like so. Then after that, you just reinstall the air intake tube here, which I'll do now. Make sure you get it, all the way onto the throttle body first. And once it's on the throttle body, you can go on ahead and position this box into its proper position and go ahead and put the clamps back on. You can reconnect this here breather tube and take the brake booster hose right here and stick it straight down right here where it came out of, like so. Then you can reconnect the mass airflow sensor connector, push the red tab in, and then you can go ahead and use an 8mm to tighten up the clamp on the intake tube. Don't forget to put the screw in that holds down the fuel rail. You can do that last. And after you get everything tightened up, put the fuel rail and push it back down into the 3 tabs that you had here. I'm sorry, the wiring harness, push it down into the intake manifold tabs, and that'll be it. As I said, you will have to remove this to do the spark plugs, which is what I did. You would also have to remove this if you had to, let's say, do the valve cover gaskets on the rear. But whatever the reason, that's how you take it off and reinstall it. It's pretty easy. Should only take you about maybe 20-25 minutes to do. So yeah, if that video was helpful for you and you would like to see more videos, please do feel free to hit the subscribe button for more video automotive repair content. And if you have any questions or comments about it, please feel free to ask me in the comment section below. Thanks again, guys, for watching.